Hey guys, Curtis Alexander. I'm a pharmacist. In this video, I'd like to answer a viewer question about using ashwagandha to increase low testosterone levels. So I'm going to look at some of the studies, give you my breakdown on those. We'll look at what might be going on in the body. I'll talk about dosing, and then I'll give you some basic recommendations at the end. Okay, so let's hop right into it. So as far as studies, there's some pretty promising stuff, I think. So in one study, they took men aged 40 to 70. They were overweight and they also showed signs of fatigue, which, as you're probably aware, is kind of that prototypical low testosterone male that we see. And they gave them 21 milligrams of ashwagandha. It's with phenolide glycosides, which is a fancy way of saying the really active extract in ashwagandha. Now, they gave that to them once a day for 8 weeks. And at the end of that 8 weeks, they did find that testosterone increased 14.7%, and maybe even more importantly, DHEA increased 18%. I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but DHEA is a hormone that's a precursor to testosterone, so it helps make testosterone. So that is really important. And these increases were compared to a placebo group that just basically received a sugar pill. Now, what they did not see was any changes in cortisol or estrogen. One of the thoughts was that, well, ashwagandha will lower cortisol and help testosterone levels. They did not see that in that study. Another study, this one's really important. They took younger men, age 18. They went up to 50 in this group, but the interesting thing is they gave them ashwagandha. They gave them 300 milligram of a root extract. They did that twice a day, but they also had them resistance trained. So they had the group that had ashwagandha and resistance training, and they compared it to a group of the same age men who just did resistance training. And at the end of that, and I wanted to point out this was one of the things I wanted to find in the study is what kind of resistance training. Generally, it was like 4 days a week. They did a total body workout and they went pretty close to failure or right up to failure. So it was a fairly intense workout. But at any rate, at the end of this, they found that testosterone in the group that took ashwagandha and did resistance training, their total testosterone increased 92 points. And in the group that just did the resistance training, there was an 18-point increase. So I found that really interesting that we could have that big of an increase. Now I want to point out something. The group that just did resistance training actually started with a higher testosterone. So I'm not surprised we didn't see as big of a jump. So that was kind of a critique of this study. But the bottom line is, yes, ashwagandha definitely helped in this case. And then finally, another one, they've done a couple of studies in infertile men. And what they found is that by giving them ashwagandha powder at 5 grams a day for 3 months, and they gave it to them in milk, they did see T levels increase. There was a wide range because they were actually looking at different makeup in the sperm quality and stuff. But they found that there was a range of roughly 8 to 22% increase in these infertile men versus men who were fertile. Okay, and so basically, yes, they saw a significant increase in testosterone. Now, what do we think is going on with ashwagandha in your body? What is it doing? The bottom line is we don't know for sure. We think it has something to do with lowering oxidative stress in your body, which is important. There's a possibility that it may help you detoxify more. And again, we're not totally sure, but there may be something to do as far as the hormone balances. For example, the message from your brain with prolactin can get too high and cause testosterone to go down. You may not have enough luteinizing hormone, which we talked about, so it helps that increase. So that's some of that hormone balance we think might be going on. Bottom line for me is I wasn't expecting ashwagandha to be that promising for testosterone. It does appear to me it's worthwhile. Now, it's never going to be this monster increase in testosterone. And I would also say the study that I found the most intriguing was the one where they included the resistance training. Pardon me. So I would include it with resistance training. That kind of leads me back. If you don't have your lifestyle dialed in, you can take ashwagandha, but there's going to be limitations there. It really comes down to, are you getting a balance of your protein, fat, and carbs? Are you resistance training? Are you getting good sleep? These things that we know helps testosterone. Ashwagandha can be an add-on to that, but it's not going to replace those things. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you noticed any difference. It's really helpful for me when you guys watch this, if you've taken this before, what changes you notice, because people search for this video, they find it, and then they read the comments. So it's always helpful to hear your guys' feedback on this too. So let me know. I hope the video was helpful, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.